Greetings, everyone. This is Arletta coming live and direct from Arletta Unleashed. And I'm wearing sunglasses because, oh, these are kind of dark. They're kind of cute, though. Anyway, because I was just too lazy to put on makeup tonight and just too tired. So I was like, I have to go, deliver for my peoples and do a post. I hadn't done one in a couple of days. So, hey, this is what's up. I'm a little lip gloss and that's it. So I'm here. Anyway, what's up with y'all? I am good. I'm good. This has been a very interesting last couple of days, last week, I don't know. I don't know if y'all been feeling effects of all kinds of energetic things going on, but I have. And it's been good, but it's been crazy. A lot of the times how that is. I mean, between the partial lunar eclipse and the what was that, summer solstice and the full moon and all kind of converging almost at the same time, and it's the steady clean process. It's like I'll be waking up in the morning and I've had these very clarifying dreams, and then I have this whole list of things I want to go and kind of release around, anyway, it's been crazy. Oh, that's been good. So, I'm not sure what my topic is for today, but there's a couple of things that come in the last couple of days I want to share with y'all. So, maybe by the end of this, I have a topic. I, yesterday, for the first time in a long time, read a novel. I've been having too much fun doing other stuff to take out the time to read. That's one of the fact that I spent a large portion of my life reading, so now it's time to do other things. Anyway, and it was his book. It was called Jump at the Sun, and it's by this author whose name is Kim McLaurin. And this is an awesome book. It's an African American sister who's the author. And in this book, she has like three generations of black women. The main character is of the current generation, around my age, her mid-30s. Professional, quote-unquote, suburban knight. She has her PhD, but she's currently at home, being a stay-at-home mom in the book. And then you have her mother and her experience, and her grandmother and her experience, and it kind of is parallel all three of those at the same time. But there were so many things that this book brought up that I wanted to touch bases on. The primary theme of the book, though, is this author is actually courageous enough to explore the ugly side of motherhood. And motherhood is one of those sacrosanct things that's always glorified. It's wonderful, it's lovely, it's great, it's the most satisfying, rewarding thing in the world, blah, 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 blah. And while I am not a mother, I do agree that motherhood would be all of those things and then some. So that's not the question. The only problem I've always had was that that's not the only aspect of motherhood. And I think it is true, not all mothers, but the vast majority of mothers love their children and would do anything, are willing to sacrifice for anything for their kids. Bell Hooks says something very interesting. She's like, just because a mother provides food, clothing, and shelter for her child does not mean she loves them. So I thought that was interesting. But just because a mother loves her child does not mean she loves being a mother. And I think the overwhelming amount of work, time, energy, drudgery, frustration, the inability to be honest about the uncertainty of being a mother and whether or not you're doing the best for your children. The fact that your kids do get the hell on your nerves. The fact that there are times that you do want to just up and leave and just leave it all behind, and occasionally some women do decide to actually do that. The fact that you're little darlings and also be little devils. And the fact that motherhood can be totally overwhelming, totally consuming, and for many, a very limiting, negative experience. Women still to this day are forced to choose between themselves and being a mother. And in our society, or society's period, we are programmed that we're supposed to place our children and our husbands and our men and everybody else before our lives and ourselves and our fulfillment. And if we don't, we're being selfish and unwomanlike, and selfish bitches, and so on and so forth, and other nice or not so nice words and phrases that are used to describe us. And one of the things that often amuses me is I realized ever since I was a very young girl that I did not want to have children. And I was born the oldest of 6 children. I mean 7, I'm sorry, but I grew up, I have a sister, my mom was taking care of the 6 that were there at the house when I was a kid. And my mom was there, a great mother, wonderful, but I was the oldest, so the brunt of whatever would fall on a child to assist her mother in raising 6 kids fell on me, the responsibility. So I knew at 10 and 11 years old that there was no way in hell that I wanted that kind of responsibility. The endless cleaning up and washing and cooking and trying to keep a house straight and not losing your mind and not having any time to yourself. And then I didn't have the children, so I didn't have to worry about their livelihood or how I was going to pay the bills or anything like that. But I took on a lot of the responsibility, maybe more so than was necessary. And if it wasn't the responsibility, the worry, of trying to raise 6 kids in pretty much poverty level type circumstances in the middle of South Central LA, and the worry that my mother constantly lived with, and the sense of entrapment that she felt, and the resentment that she had, and how she just checked out at some point in our childhood and just couldn't do it. She went through the motions, but she was not present. And I was like, oh, hell the fuck no. There is no way I would deliberately put myself under these kind of circumstances. I know she loved us. That was never a question. I don't think she liked being a mother, at least not most of the time. And I was like, that's not something that I want. And I was very scared to admit that to myself or to anyone else. And I thought maybe I was being crazy. So in talking and projecting about my future, I would always say, yeah, when I grow up and when I have kids, no, full well, I didn't want that, because I really felt that I would have to choose between being myself and fulfilling, pursuing my dreams and my potential, or being a mother. And the reality is, according to this reality we've created and what we agreed upon, that is very true. It doesn't have to be that way, but that's pretty much how most women know how to be a mom. The other thing that's totally insane is this whole trap that we've fallen into, this whole concept of this nuclear family, and it's just too damn hard to raise a kid by yourself. It don't even make sense. For the majority of human history, that was not the case. Women had aunts and mothers and grandmothers and cousins and to help them in the child rearing process, and was more of a communal effort. But now, one woman by herself trying to raise a child, you could ask any young mother, and so many of my friends and family members and just women that I know in the last year become mothers for the first time, how much work it takes and how overwhelming it is, and just mind-numbing, and I don't know, rewarding, but at the same time totally not good. a lot of the time.